Baby Wiley. The last video that I showed on my channel was of me on a Carnival cruise many years ago doing a sexy, hairy chest video. The contest for who has the most sexy, hairy chest on the guys. So I want to talk a little bit about cruises. Because as you all know, I came back from a long 2-day train ride that was pure hell. And I did a couple of videos on that. So I want to talk about cruises, like the pros and the cons. Like, I'm no expert on cruises, okay? I've only been on 3 cruises in my life, and they all were with Carnival. So I can only tell you about the Carnival experience. I hope that my next vacation, which will never be a train ride again, I hope to go on another cruise. Hope is a key word. Hope. And I want to try another cruise line, not Carnival again, not for the 4th time. Like maybe Royal Caribbean or Norwegian Cruise Line or something like that. So, yeah, I did have a bad experience on one of the Carnival cruises I took. Now, one of the Carnival cruises, I wanted to go to the Caribbean. Before this cruise, I had never ever been to the Caribbean. I've never been to a Caribbean island before. So my goal was to go to the Caribbean Sea. I've heard all great stories about it, how it has beautiful turquoise, blue-green water, crystal clear, not a rock, warm water. You know, when you go to beaches, and especially if you live in New England like I do, the water is absolutely freezing, even in August, okay? Even in late summer, late August, the water is freezing, okay? Caribbean water, because I've been to the Caribbean now a few times, it's like bath water. It's just like bath water. It's like, you know, when I was in Aruba, after breakfast, like 8 o'clock, I just walked right in. I didn't have to go. It was just like walking into a big tub of clear, beautiful sea, aqua green, turquoise bath water. Clear, I could see the fish, I could see starfish. It was paradise. I'm going off the subject now. So anyway, so I wanted to get me some of that Caribbean sea. So I decided, you know, I've never been on a cruise. Let's take a cruise. Now, the thing is, as soon as we got on the cruise ship, I heard one of the other passengers say there's something wrong with this cruise. I'm going, how does this guy know? Obviously, this passenger was a sailor, okay? And he saw it because they had a big, like TV screen with all the facts about the cruise, about the boat. That the boat was cruising at 11 knots. And he said, because I heard him, he was behind me, he said, this ship should be cruising at double that speed. This ship should be cruising at 22 knots. There's something wrong. And I started to worry. I'm going, maybe this guy's just crazy. He don't know what he's talking about. He's just a passenger. He's not the captain. He's not part of the crew, right? Well, this guy knew his stuff, okay? Later on, they came on, an announcement came on, once we pulled away from port and we were far out at sea, that the ship had mechanical problems. One of the engines was down. So they only, instead of having 2 engines, they only had 1 engine. So they said, we cannot make the plans of going to the Caribbean. We were going to go to Tortola. We were going to go to St. Thomas. Always wanted to go there. We were going to go to Puerto Rico and other islands. They said, we can only go as far as Bermuda. because we only have one engine and we'd never make it on time. Well, the whole point of the cruise to me was to go to the Caribbean. Remember what I said in the beginning of the video? I wanted to get me some of that Caribbean sea, that warm, beautiful turquoise, like bath water, crystal clear, and it wasn't happening. Now, I had already been to Bermuda. I didn't want to go back to Bermuda. Now, don't get me wrong. Bermuda is lovely and beautiful, okay? Nothing wrong with Bermuda. I highly recommend you seeing Bermuda. And the water is beautiful, and it's like Caribbean water. It is. But I wanted to go to the Caribbean. Now, everyone was in an uproar because people had plans. One passenger was going to a wedding in St. Thomas, and she was supposed to meet that wedding party when the ship went to port in St. Thomas, and now she was going to miss a big wedding that she had planned to go because the ship wasn't going there like it was supposed to. It was going to Bermuda because it had a failed engine, and it was only going at half speed, only at 11 knots instead of 22, like that passenger already knew, obviously. I was gravely disappointed. So, one of the cons about this could happen on any cruise ship, not just Carnival, okay, is that they can change itinerary at a moment's notice. That can happen. So if you plan to go on a certain destination and your heart is really set on that destination, cruises can change it for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be because of malfunction like one of the engines. It could be because of a tropical storm. Hey, you're in the hurricane belt, right? When you go in the Caribbean, it's the hurricane belt. If you go to, especially between, I think, June and September, if you go at a time where hurricanes are prevalent, they can, divert it, and you're not going to go where you really want to go. It could be, because of storms, because of ship malfunction, or anything else. And when you book it, you sign it in little fine print. That little fine print that we always, really don't read because it's so tiny and there's so much of it that, like, we really need, like, a Philadelphia lawyer to figure it all out. It's there. It says that. So that's one of the cons. If you really, really want to go to a certain destination, don't go by cruise. Go by plane. That's just my personal experience. Now, on the upscale about it, cruises are a lot of fun. Especially, I can only speak of Carnival cruises, called the Fun Ship. As you see, they have a lot of fun things to do. On a train, you get to see nice scenery out. A window about this big. If you get your own bedroom. If you're in coach, well, who knows where you're sitting if you're going to see anything. That's it. Except a trip to the dining car for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're pretty much sitting the whole entire trip. Now, let me tell you about cruises. That's not true, okay? That's not true. You can get your own bedroom with a balcony, but you don't stay in your bedroom. The cruise is like a miniature island, the cruise ship. It's humongous, okay? And it has something for everyone. They had a camp there. We brought our son. They had a camp for kids. So you can have your child be at the camp all day, and you can do your own thing, and your husband can do his own thing. You can go clubbing all night, You can go to shows. You can go by the pool or the sauna. You can go. When I was on a cruise ship, it was the first time I had a manicure and a pedicure. The very first time. People didn't believe me. They said, "Didn't you get a manicure for your wedding?" And I said, "No, I did my own nails." The very first time, I was in my 30s too, late 30s. The very first time I had a manicure and pedicure was on a cruise ship. So they have a spa, you can get, the work stuff, massage, manicure, pedicure, just the works. You can go lay by the pool, soak up that sun, and work on your tan. They have fun contests like the hairy chest one. They have bingo if you're older. It's like a mixture of everything. Okay. They have food. If you like to eat, go on a cruise. They have buffets everywhere. Plus, they have formal dining restaurants too, so you can sit down with other people, another couple or other couples at your table, and get to talk to people, all different people. But the buffets are like limitless. I mean, every kind of food imaginable. So, if you're a foodie or a food junkie like me, you're going to be delighted to go on a cruise. And I really highly, except for that one flaw that I told you about, if you're really hell-bent on going to a certain destination, don't go on a cruise. Because they can change that for whatever reason. Anything can come up. Where on a plane, if something happens or it's delayed or canceled, they'll give you a ticket to it, so you will go to your destination, but not on a cruise. I think they reimburse people if they wanted to get off from Bermuda and fly home. They would reimburse them for part of the trip. Like that woman who had that wedding in St. Thomas, she got off from Bermuda and she flew to St. Thomas from Bermuda, and they reimbursed her. So they were good about that. But that's the only thing. But there's something for everyone on a cruise. Like for older people, there's bingo. They had karaoke. Too bad they didn't take me doing karaoke. That's when I realized that's why I did my whole YouTube channel. It was all on karaoke because I loved karaoke. Most of the people who did it had to get drunk. Okay, they were like, ooh, because they were so shy and, they felt so insecure standing up there that they were literally like drunk, in order to do it, they had to get drunk, but not me. I just loved doing karaoke, and that's where I fell in love with it, was on a cruise ship, because like I was on a stage, a real huge stage, and a real humongous audience. Like, this wasn't some like small potatoes or a small theater or like somebody's grammar school or high school or even college. This was a big stage. There was tons of people in the audience, and I got up on stage and sang, and I loved it. I did it several times on several cruises. One of the cruises, and I never got booed. I didn't win though. I think it was a contest. I didn't win it, but I wasn't bad enough to get booed off stage. I did Woman in Love. I did Dancing Queen by ABBA. I did Woman in Love by Barbra Streisand. It was fun. So, like I said, there's something for kids. They have a kids camp there. They have stuff for older people. They have shuffleboard. Oh, and some of the cruises have big slides, water slides, like a water park. How many people have been to that, what's that, water country in New Hampshire? Man, I love that place, with the big water slides, and they just have all these fun rides. It's like a amusement park based on water, Everything is water. You get these tubes and you go down, and you can go like on a lazy river, and if you like it slow, or you can go down like something huge, like a roller coaster, if you like it fast and getting splashed and soaked. They have everything. So I would tell everyone, I highly recommend that you put a cruise on your bucket list, okay? Make that a bucket list thing, a bucket list experience. Like that was one of my bucket list experiences, was go on a cruise. Another one was go to Paris. I mean, I haven't done all my bucket list things, but certain people have travel bucket list things, and like Paris was one. I did that last year. Go on a cruise. So it's affordable. Believe me, when I went on those cruises, I wasn't, wealthy. You know, I consider myself now pretty, not wealthy, but like doing pretty good financially. Not wealthy, not rich, but back when I went on those cruises, I would consider myself not doing well at all financially, in a different tier than I am now. I would consider myself much lower financially than I am now, and I still got to do the cruises. It really is affordable. It really, really is. I mean, I don't remember the figures. I can't quote it now like I can quote you how much a bedroom is on an Amtrak train, because I just been on one. But it wasn't as expensive as that, believe me. That's pretty damn expensive. That's pretty damn extravagant for the average person to spend the money I did on this trip. That was a disaster. But anyway, cruises are fun, lots of food, lots of entertainment, lots of nice people to talk to, a place, a camp for your children, shows, entertainment, special spa treatments, and of course the ocean. I'm a Cancer. I was born on the sign of water. And like the song says, it's there where I feel my best. The albatross and the whales, they are my brothers. It's kind of a special feeling when you're out on the sea alone, staring at the full moon like a lover. Okay, I gave a little karaoke. I threw that in for free. But there you have it. Go on a cruise. I highly recommend it. I gave you some of the downside of what happened, but I gave you a lot of the positive side too. So I hope you put it on your bucket list, and I hope you experience it.